Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, July the 11th. My friend Fred, Fantastic Freddie on a Friday, his shoulders were jumping. I like that little move, Fred.
That's called dad cool.
Dad cool.
Yeah, see, here's the problem. When you become a dad, like 25% of your dancing and coordination abilities go away automatically.
Amen.
So here's what you run into. You know, when you're 47 and the song comes on and you're trying to feel the beat, you got to figure out what to do with your hands. You know, some people just kind of like.
Oh yeah, no that.
And then some guys do this. You got to roll it sometimes. You got to make some pizza. Roll the pizza out with some toppings.
Hey, now you gotta dance like nobody's watching, is what they say. And what you did just there, more than I have ever done publicly. I'll just go ahead and say that.
There is no shame in my game.
There's no shame in his game, and I love it. I love it. Good Friday morning to Russ Hammond, and that's fantastic. I'm getting a message here from Antarctic Mike that says he can't watch the show live, and I am very disappointed to hear that. Russ, I love the exclamation marks. I've got something I want to talk to you about later on today. I will be in touch. Aaron Jacobitz, let's go. Happy Friday to Aaron. And he's had a good week. I wonder if he got his 10,000 steps yesterday.
I bet he did.
I bet he got some. And look at here, a blast from the past. DT hasn't been here live, but we still love DT. He's been flying around the country, connecting the manufacturing world in a very impressive way. And I love to see it. I really do.
You know what we got to start saying?
What's that?
David Big Time Turner.
David Big Time Turner. I like that. You know, David is a really good dude. And we had a good dude on here yesterday, another younger dude. I say younger dude. I thought he was younger until I asked him his age. Ramel Walker. I loved his attitude. I loved the fact that when I asked him, I just met him. We had just connected. We were talking at 7:30. And I said, hey, I actually do a podcast. Great to meet you. Hey, why don't we just talk on there and meet on there? And I've asked that many, many times. And you know the answer to what he said. Tell me the difference. And I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. I appreciated him saying yes.
Yeah, well, you know, he's in a new position for him at a new company.
That's right.
He's got a yes attitude, which is perfect.
No doubt.
It's not easy to meet somebody and all in the span of about 15, 30 minutes agree to go on their podcast live at 7:55. Did you tell him that it was the #1 streaming LinkedIn podcast at 7:55?
I said, listen, Ramel, this is an opportunity to change your life. Either you're on the bus or you're off the bus. I just laid it out like that. And he decided to jump on the bus, you know? I mean,
good idea. But what about the two coaches he's played for? Lou Holtz.
Two of my favorites. Steve
Spurrier.
I mean, I would love to have played for both of those coaches. Both of those coaches have something. They're different coaches. Mike is texting me, and every time he texts me, I see his message up here on my phone. Join us live, Mike. Join us live. But those two coaches are fantastic. I mean, you've got when I think Lou, and we talked about it yesterday, I think about Phil Petty. I think about Phil Petty coming in to beat Kentucky, to take over the SEC. He threw the fade to the corner, but Lou had them believing, like we talked about, right? That power of belief, and that's what great coaches do. And Spurrier just cooler than cool. You know, I mean, he's just so cool that there we go. Now we've got Mike in the house, Mike, and we've got JK up in here. JK. Yeah, where in the world is JK fitting? That should be a new kind of thing that we decide. Where in the world is JK? I've got some things that have been on my mind. What's been on your mind going into this
something has been on your mind?
Now, you know me, there's always something, but I always try to lay it out there for Fred to say, hey, Fred, what are you thinking about? Are you fired up on this Friday? You weren't feeling well. The alliteration on Fridays is awesome with Fred, but you weren't feeling well on the Friday. But now tell me how you're feeling, Fred.
I feel like I've been stepped on by an elephant. How's that?
Ooh, but you're pushing through. You're still getting your mind right, and you're well on your way to recovery. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, we're going to be okay.
We're
going to be okay. Today's a big day.
Yeah, look at here. Muhammad, howdy, 007 and 008. I actually got the 007 before you came on to the show, so you got the 008. And then is it Thunder and Lightning? 007, 008, Thunder and Lightning, Fred and the Dude. We have to come up with our little whatever that is, right? What are we? We're driving the bus. It's the energy bus, folks. Holtz was among the best ever. What do you think to that? You agree or disagree?
I agree. What a motivator. And if you look back to when he was at Notre Dame, I mean, what a career. Just he's been around forever.
What in that little frame, right? Like he's just and he's got all those big athletes around him, and he's just a fiery, and and that tells you it's not about anything but between the ears oftentimes, isn't it? And you get that behind that kind of mindset in the right person, and good things happen.
Come on.
Attaboy, Bobcat. So yeah, let's do this one. I want to throw this one out. We're talking a little football, so why don't we stick with that? The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack in will. A lack in will. Willpower.
Willpower.
Ask
AI what willpower is.
You want me to do that right now?
Yeah. Okay. I want to hear her voice again.
Wow, you really like the new Gronk, don't you? Let's see.
Gronkulus.
We're going to make sure we clear that because we don't want her to say anything we don't want her to say.
No.
We are having a live First Sip show. My friend Fred, my co-host, has decided to put me on the spot and to make me ask you, what is willpower and why is a strength in will a good thing?
Willpower is like that mental muscle that helps you stick to your goals, even when distractions pop up. It's what pushes you to finish that workout or resist that extra slice of pizza. A strong will is awesome because it keeps you focused, helps you overcome bad habits, and basically makes you the boss of your own choices. Fred's got you thinking deep on this one, huh? Anything else?
The boss and CEO. We all, of you. Now we will complain. I mean, I'm guilty of it, and I think a lot of us are. We will complain about how, oh man, they need it work for a company. Man, they should do this and they should do that. And they've got hundreds, maybe thousands of people doing just that. And we don't have anybody question how we're running the shop, right? I mean, is anybody around saying, hey, you ought to do it like this, or you ought to do it like that? No, we have to be, that's our will. That's willpower. What you thinking, Fred?
I think that if you have the proper willpower, you will maximize your knowledge, you will maximize your strength, and then you will turn into one complete beast of a person, beast of a human in whatever you're doing.
Muscle, love it. Muscle in the mind. Muscle in the mind. It's very important. You know, AI, we talk about it. It's going to start doing a lot of things. It's going to start doing a lot of tasks that sometimes maybe required that successful person, that knowledge, that strength. And AI is going to take care of that. And now what is it going to be? It's going to be the folks that are able to overcome overcome what the mind says. The mind says no, we say yes. The mind says yes, we can say no. I started a speech in Toastmasters once, and I've told you this long ago, like maybe episode 5, but we're on episode 241, folks. But I started the speech with my hands up in the air. I'm already sweating. Started it with my hands up in the air. Sorry. Yeah. And I didn't say a word. They handed me the mic and I didn't say a word. I just left my hands up in the air. And I started feeling everybody was looking at me like, what is he doing? This is weird. This is strange. Put your hands down. And in my mind, I was thinking, Daniel, you need to put your hands down. They think you're crazy. But I told myself, you've got to go 30 seconds walking around the room. I didn't have that, so I'm kind of embarrassed. Yeah. But with your hands up, you're walking back and forth. And my mind was screaming. And finally, at 30 seconds, I was able to put my hands down and tell them what I was doing. That was one of the toughest things, but it's sometimes it's overcoming your mind, right? In situations.
What were you doing?
What was I doing? I was explaining to them how the mind can tell us to put our hands down. The mind can tell us, you look strange. You need to stop doing this. Everybody thinks you're crazy. But the truth is, they started getting it. They started, oh wow, what is he doing? This is different. This is, and I actually got one of the better ovations that I've gotten because it just was different, right? It was different. And I said, we all have that. I wanted to put my hands down. I took them inside my head, Fred. I said, y'all were looking at me and I wanted to put my hands down. Well, we don't have to. We don't have to. And so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to create a scenario live where the mind was telling me to do one thing, but I didn't have to do it.
Yeah. Well, I know when you put your arms up live on First Sip a few minutes ago that you think that, we could see that you were sweating, but here's the good news. Since you wore a beige shirt today, it really didn't show up like you thought it did.
How dare you call this shirt beige? Now, folks, if y'all know, look at one of the things that I actually came up to show y'all how on the same wavelength. We did not talk about this. White shirt. White shirt is a big deal. I was going to give this. I'm going to start giving some tips that I got when I was a young salesperson. But I had a friend, and it's funny because you keep telling me. A friend of mine said, Daniel, I'm telling you, get you a good, expensive white shirt that doesn't wrinkle. He said, because that's the one thing. If you have something come up, just throw on a white shirt. That always looks good no matter what. And I will say, get you a white shirt in that closet, right?
Probably two.
Probably two. And I do have quite a few. And I took that and I ran with it. One other kind, and maybe we should do these in the beginning. I thought just little things, over 40 health tips, right? Like a lot of us, we're getting over 40 and some of the things that I've been thinking about, these two things here lately for me, Fred. Those are huge. I mean, talk about it.
You have to be hydrated. If people don't understand, sometimes when they feel sluggish, tired, it's just simply from being dehydrated. And now that more and more athletes, sleep studies, podcasts, all this stuff comes out about health and recovery, sleep is back on the map. For a couple years, it was grind and hustle and 4 hours and I'm the man and I can do this and look at me, I don't have to sleep. Well, you do. To be at 100% most of the time, you got to get the proper amount of sleep.
If you're customer facing, you've got to have that energy. You've got to have that spark. That is your number one thing. So to grind and be on something, you're probably on your computer, you're grinding on something that's not customer facing. Folks, AI is going to take the other stuff. We want the energy when we're doing the thing that matters. And that is talking, calling, doing. Those are the skills, especially if you're in that sales business development world. Get you a big old gallon jug of water. That has really helped me recently.
Mike says spend some time in the freezer, and I agree.
Oh, hey, spend some time in the freezer. Well, you know what Mike did? Talk about taking big action and then he's been giving speeches across the country for pretty much his whole career. But what did he do? He did a big adventure that no one else would do. You go to Antarctica, you run a marathon, you know?
Probably going to have to talk to him about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. And that was the first part of his career. And now he has, and what happens, and I'm sure Mike would speak to this, these life adventures become the content for your additional speeches. Thank y'all for all the comments. This is what the bus ride into your workday is all about.
JK, you're all over it.
The brain is one of the first organs affected by dehydration. Yup. Sleep is the best medicine for anything. Recently went back to a carnivore, bouncing out of bed, powered all day, 1 to 2 meals only, lost 4 pounds in 3 weeks. You like that too, Fred?
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of studies on the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of processed food floating around right now.
Yeah. No. Garbage in, garbage out, all things. Remember that this weekend. Come back on Monday, ready to roll. We've got the Masterminds of Construction event, July the 30th. Folks, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be different. Innovate, collaborate, dominate. Fred, final thought.
Final thought on Friday is go make it happen. You're the boss of you.
Let's get it.